For manufacturers, few things are as frustrating as a lack of power, no matter what the cause. Here in China, regional droughts have near dried up riverbeds, leaving not enough water to drive hydro turbines. And fossil fuel power plants are reluctant to take up the slack because they've had to buy more coal at today's higher prices, and the government won't allow them to surcharge consumers.
So when coal prices go up, power companies actually find less coal that's delivered to them at a lower price, and they have to go to the market. So they don't have incentive to buy coal from the market and produce power.
But power rationing this year has been early and acute because of a surge in output from industries that the government vows to curtail. The dirty and energy hungry are responsible for much of the 28% increase in electricity demand during the first quarter of 2011. It doesn't bode well for a promised move to a low-carbon economy. By 2020, the government has pledged to reduce the intensity of China's CO2 emissions per unit of GDP by at least 40% from 2005 levels. This isn't actually a cut in emissions, rather it's a slowing down of emissions growth. It is nonetheless an ambitious target, but to achieve it, China will need to act tough and fast. Zhu Binbin is in the business of finding ways for companies and even cities to cut their energy bills, and so reduce their carbon footprints. He believes the government is deadly serious about hitting its emissions target, and in doing so will also create a powerful green technology and service sector.
We should grab the opportunity to meet international standards and, in alliance with our domestic partners, push the development of this industry as quickly as possible. I believe the potential for development is enormous, and the industry will mature over time.
Mr. Zhu's company BGI connects high-energy users with experts and technology providers. He calls this an energy-saving supermarket. Once solutions are identified, BGI finances the upgrades through energy performance contracts, which clients finance through savings in their power bills. BGI is a rapidly expanding multi-million-dollar enterprise.
We provide a comprehensive solution, all in one basket. We gather together all the required goods, technology, human resources, funding and services on this single platform.
China's energy-saving industry is on the move. By 2015, the market for low-carbon goods and services is forecast to reach $2.3 trillion, a third of the global total. Hylene, China's market leader in thermostat controls, is eyeing the potential for heating commercial buildings more sustainably. At its new headquarters, the company went further than having traditional rooftop solar panels. On the outside of its new building, the narrow, lighter-coloured rows are heat collectors too. The company's president, Li Haiqing, believes this is the way forward.
For example, on the roof or on the wall of the building, and even on the glass curtain wall, we installed a great number of heat-collecting panels, but you won't see them anywhere. That means those panels don't destroy the appearance of the building. In fact, we installed a great number of panels, and at low cost.
Of course, to hit its emissions reduction target, China, like the rest of the world, has to focus on a multitude of factors, including the way it produces energy. Today, 80% of China's electricity power comes from burning fossil fuels. The government, however, has earmarked $750 billion to invest in clean energy over the next 10 years. China is already the world's leading wind and solar power manufacturer and the leading supporter of technology to recycle waste for energy. Fund manager Jeremy Higgs also points out that China attracts more clean energy inward investment than any other country.
This is a progress, not an event. That it will take time, but the trend and the direction is certainly from high carbon economic growth to low carbon economic growth. And this has the full attention and the full support of the leadership and of the government.
New policies due in the autumn are expected to set more rigorous carbon standards for new industrial parks, and demand upgrades to old industries by 2020. Operators of older facilities face costly upgrades, but for the green tech industry, this will further expand the market. As will the planned introduction of carbon emissions trading, where companies that exceed proposed new emission limits can buy unused allowances from cleaner companies. One sure way to reduce emissions is to make them expensive.
As an economist, I think you have to change the incentive. China has to raise energy price, has to raise environmental tax, has to raise resource tax, so that economic incentive will guide people shifting away from energy-intensive industries.
China's government now faces a difficult stage of its low-carbon strategy. It's one thing to plough billions into a new green industry, but it's another to start making the polluter pay.